Happy Sunday, beautiful.
Happy Sunday, honey bunches of oats. We are back. I missed you,
I
girl.
this sure feel like ages, girl.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey, look, Scotty, you see
look,
me?
you done upgraded now.
You
It's,
right?
we ain't new to it no more. We true to it.
Oh, that's the actual background. Look,
There's a button that if you are an old school off scripter, this is my personal favorite. So this button is for you with the new background.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, god damn it, I'm not.
Yes.
how not, baby?
uh, Okay. And the bomb.
Thank
Okay.
you. How are you, girl? I missed you.
Oh, I am okay. How are you? Is giving. Okay.
Look, it's summertime. That's why I'm out of school. I got time today. What you see? What y'all not understanding is, I was in the trenches. You know, I didn't have the time to really give all of what I can, and I want to apologize to y'all. But now it's hot outside. You know what I'm saying? I gotta put sunscreen on.
It's
Stop
warm.
playing with
I
me.
see, girl. You got the bronzy. I mean, like, come on, natural highlights. And come
Yeah, look,
on,
my mama came and visited me, so she gave me a little
a little,
girl,
a little
little confidence talk, girl. You got this,
doot, a little doot, doot.
little whoop whoop whoop.
Come on, my dude.
Stop.
And happy belated Mother's Day to all of the mothers,
Yes, happy belated Mother's
bonus
Day.
moms, god mamas, all of. You know what? You're such a hater. It's
Yeah,
fine. Yeah, yeah. It's. I'm gonna let Robin. Listen, I'm gonna let her get to you, Avery.
thank you.
Cause he tried.
And
He
happy bonus mom day to you, Miss Thane, because you've been shutting it down.
thank you. Yeah.
Weddings around the corner. Look, you told me my invitation is gonna be on its way. Y'all know I'm ready for my gold plated.
Well,
And
well. Listen, I'm getting messages. Okay, today
Mhm.
one of somebody already said, "Hey, got mine. Thank you." So I got the message. I don't know if you can see. Okay, well, it's there. It's
It's
blinded
cute.
out, but yeah. So y'all ain't popping up, and security got a chow. Okay,
You're funny.
yeah, got a cha. Karina, Mike, Derek. Hey, peeps. Hey, family.
Hey,
Go
fam.
ahead and get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. I had not talked to TG yet about popping in and doing our intro of getting the likes up, but I definitely need to put that on the to do list.
Mhm.
Yes, because these edges.
Hey,
Okay.
but you look like you are my African queen.
Okay,
Look, the girl of my dreams.
girl,
Stop.
because the way that these edges are looking, and I'm trying not to do nothing for it's wedding preparation time.
Yeah,
The brows are browing, and listen, if
yeah,
I don't tame those things, they look a little wild. So
yeah.
I'm trying to make sure that they are right
Mhm.
for the wedding.
Yeah.
We are,
And you got time, sis. This is
girl.
the
Time is
preparation
ticking.
period.
Time is ticking, and I'm like looking at this date. I'm like, OMG,
Yeah,
here. We
yeah.
are really here. So yeah,
It's
girl.
coming.
Wedding preparation is so real. Venue is locked in. Menu
Mhm.
finalized. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Look,
Yeah.
you know me. I love a good wedding. I'm gonna say. I told you I'm gonna be in tears. I'm gonna have my little tissue right here.
Not the tears. And if you
Look,
are coming to the wedding, there is an important job. There will be a vote. That does matter. And it was brought by none other than the creator of this show, Scotty, where you actually will be deciding who were the best. Okay. So we are writing our own vows. Uh, I don't care about no sympathy votes. That's all I got
mhm,
to say. And I don't care
mhm.
about popularity. I care about what is being said and how well it is written. So,
All I know is I've heard you talk, Akila.
go
I've
ahead.
heard you share your heart. I've heard you share your spirit, your passion.
Uh,
So I'm not saying it's going to be won by a landslide, but I am saying that it is going to be a challenge, if you will.
If
It
you think
is
I'm here to
going to be
play
a
around with
competition.
y'all, god damn it, I'm not.
You are not.
I am
I
not.
cannot wait. I'm really excited to see what Scotty has to say. But let me tell you something. Miss Aquila. Y'all better be listening. Active listening.
Here, I told him this. So he's like very competitive, Robin. You know this, girl.
Mm-hmm.
All he gets. Okay.
Of
I
course.
told him either way, I really win. If he win, if because I look at it like this, right? So if I win, of course, I won.
Mhm.
But if he wins, like those are an amazing vow and promise that you're making to me that I win in life.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
I win. Everybody gets a vote.
Everybody.
Building, they get a vote.
I'm not gonna be biased, friend. Look, I love, you know, and if you spitting, you know what I'm saying? I'ma listen. If you got it, you got it. I'm not gonna take that away from you, but you just better come with it. That's all I'm saying.
It, you know, okay. So I see somebody's IB is wanting to hurry up and get to the topic, sir. You have to wait. Brian Mcknight is an American hero. We will discuss.
Not they all on this man's side.
Listen, Karina said we done turned off Snowfall for y'all, and we appreciate you. And you know we are not going to disappoint. We have the topics on topics on topics.
You know we back.
We actually should have brought Karina back.
Yeah.
For tonight, but the call lines are open.
Yeah.
This is
what you guys have to say.
Bonus parent. This is a show. Okay. Yeah. Room to grow. Hey. He says, bring a gift. I can tell y'all, he means it. So
yeah,
I'm gonna just. He means it. His bachelorette party or bachelor party. His best man in the chat. Ask Derek. He can get you that information. I win the award. Don't care about a participant. Okay, honey. You're right. You won because you got it. So he's gonna make me cry. He probably is. He probably,
girl. You know you.
I don't know. I've been thinking about that.
Stop.
No, don't do it.
Go ahead and shed that tear, because it's gonna fall regardless.
So like,
either you're gonna intentionally do it, or it's gonna, just do it on its own.
Girl, my eyes get a little misty, and I'm like, I don't know if when I see him, like, am I gonna get the chuckle? Because when I'm nervous, I chuckle.
Okay, so we're gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, because it could be a little.
Because if you laugh, Akila, I'm a cackle. Because it's not my win.
And then if my brothers, so my brothers are walking me down, and one brother is like very charismatic, he's all in the fields, right? So that would be the emotional brother. My other brother, Mr. Rico Suave, is too cool for school. So he would say something like, "You see that man up there? I don't know what," and it could make me because I'm like, right. I don't know. I might have to make it like American. Shut up, Abrion. Oh snap! I'm about to be like Mr. Porter. Oh yes, call it in back. Oh, because he did back.
Yes, he called 4 times. Wow.
We had Magic for the bachelorette party. Kendra is definitely saying we're going to Magic.
Not y'all both going to the same place.
Girl, we gonna be up in there. I'll be like, babe, you like her butt? You see it though? That's the thing. We're that couple. I'd be like, babe.
I'm so weak. I love that. Beautiful.
We're them, okay? We're that couple. I'd be like, dang, babe, did you see her?
No, literally, because it's me giving scores. I said, now she could have did better. She could have pointed her toes.
Yeah, that. Oh yeah, she's worth every penny. Okay, that is me. Mr. Kincaid, hey. Okay, so let me stop lollygagging. I know.
Right. Let's get into it, because they get antsy, girl. They get antsy.
Yeah, girl. I know. They be like, So first up, call me daddy.
And it's not what y'all think it is.
Okay.
So get your minds out the gutter.
Get your mind out.
Look, this show is kind of about the kids.
It's about
it's the kids this week. Look.
Okay, we're gonna run it back.
When I get married to a woman with kids, if the kids keep calling me Tuck or my name, my first name, that's disrespectful.
How?
Can I tell her that them your kids?
Well, that's what you introduce yourself to them as. That's what they know you as.
No. It's on her to then change their pattern.
If y'all are married,
Right.
What do you want them to call you?
Dad. You can't tell me to be a father to those kids and not be respected as one.
I
But you
agree with it. So like when
You
I got
cannot,
married,
because if you believe that, I can say
you can
them
still
your
be
kid. So when we have kids of our own, I
You
can
still
treat
be
them differently,
respected.
right?
No, you can still be respected as a father figure and still be called by your name. Like my uncle,
Yeah.
I called him Jay since I was a little baby, and my stepdad, I call him Tom because that's what my mom and him discussed.
That shit was
whenever we first
disrespectful.
met.
Just
No,
because you
wasn't.
do it
that's
don't mean it
He
won't
didn't feel
disrespect.
it.
Okay. So we teaching our kids to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to strangers, but we can't teach them to say,
No.
oh, that's dad right there to the that's taking
Now,
care of
that's
you.
your
Make that
preference.
make sense.
Now, on the
They can
preference.
show more respect for a stranger
Mm-hmm.
than the person that actually
Well, wait
feeding
a
them.
minute.
Don't give me the duties without the title.
let me finish.
Don't give me the duties without the title.
Okay. Now, Robin, I want you to start, sis. Do I need to run it back?
I don't think you need to.
Okay.
But you look.
Because you starting us out. We got this. We have. Okay.
Yeah.
We have the question.
Yeah.
But we are taking the stage on this one. So we're going to do a banner.
Yeah.
Call me dad. Now, do we need to run it back? You let me know what you need from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back. No.
Let's do it one more time.
One more again.
One more time. Because I already know what I'm gonna say, but I really want to look out for the audience. You know.
Oh, consider.
I get married to a woman with kids. If the kids keep calling me Tuck or my name, my first name, that's disrespectful.
How?
Can I tell the her that them your kids?
Well, that's what you introduce yourself to them as. That's what they know you as.
No. It's on her to then change their pattern.
If y'all are married,
Right.
What do you want them to call you?
Dad. You can't tell me to be a father to those kids and not be respected as one.
I
But you
agree
can't-
with it. So like when I
You
got
cannot,
married,
because if you believe that, I can
No,
say
you can
them
still
your
be
kid. So when we have kids of our own, I
You
can
still
treat
be
them differently,
respected.
right?
No, you can still be respected as a father figure and still be called by your name. Like my uncle,
Yeah.
I called him Jay since I was a little baby, and my stepdad, I call him Tom because that's what my mom and him discussed.
That shit was
whenever we first
disrespectful.
met.
Just
No,
because
it
you
wasn't.
do it
That's
don't mean it
what-
won't
He didn't feel
disrespect.
it.
Okay. So we teaching our kids to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am to strangers, but we can't teach them to say,
No.
oh, that's dad right there to the that's taking
Now,
care
that's
of you.
your
Make that
preference.
make sense.
Now, on the
They can
preference.
show more respect for a stranger
Mm-hmm.
than the person that actually
Well, wait
feeding
a
them.
minute.
Don't give me the duties without the title.
let me finish.
Don't give me the duties without the title.
Okay. I'm gonna just jump right into it, boo. Okay.
Do it.
This is my take on it. First of all, I do understand to the extent of the whole statement about don't give me the duties, without the title, right? Don't have me do all of those things without, acknowledging exactly who I am that's doing it, right? And that's for anything you do in life. You know what I'm saying? If you are a teacher, you are a teacher. If you're teaching someone, whatever, right? What I don't understand from his point of view, though, is that now because you've taken on the role as a father figure, right? First of all, you don't know if those kids already have a dad. Secondly, that is up to the parent of those kids, because it could be vice versa. You know what I'm saying? People can marry, a mother can marry into, or a stepmom can marry into, a family or a man that already has kids. And then all of a sudden be like, here we go, her mom. I don't think that that is disrespectful for them not to call him dad if they are not there yet. If the mother of those kids have not given them that opportunity to understand what that means, you know what I'm saying? It has a lot to do with like the kids' ages, all of those things, right? I don't think it's disrespectful for him not to be called dad if that's not where they are, especially if the mother doesn't feel comfort in that as well. Because that's her kids. You can't come into this household dictating what I do with my children, regardless of the fact that we are married now. Now, I will say the first name basis, I can understand. I can understand any adult being called, because I wasn't taught that. I wasn't taught to call any adult by their first name until I became an adult. So with that being said, there's nicknames that you can use. There's Miss and Mrs. There's whatever you feel comfortable with having the discussion within the family of having that name. Sure. But don't come in here trying to dictate what I do with my kids. Now you're breaking boundaries. Now you are crossing lines. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's true at all. So that's my take on it. I think he has valid points in some places, but in the entire thing, nah. You reaching. Now you're reaching because you're wanting to cause problems at this point.
Okay.
That's my take on it.
That's your take on it. So I
Mhm.
speak from actual personal experience, right? So now I'm in the bonus mom role. But I have been a step child. So I've had the most amazing bonus parents, and then I have had some from the east side of hell. And that is
Mhm.
not a lie. Okay. So when my dad that I reference quite often, he's passed. When he
Mhm.
came into my life, I was around three, 4,
Mhm.
and I called him. Mom, I came from one of them families that like you just call them Adrian or call them by the name.
Right.
So at least on my mom's side. Now
Right.
when they married, his side didn't play that, so it was
Mhm.
better have a handle on an adult's name. Um, and I called him AD. His name was Adrian. I called him AD.
Mhm.
So I was 7 or 8,
Right.
and it's not that he wasn't doing because he was. I actually saw him more than I saw my own biological father. However, TG, can you put TG's comment up for me, sis?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
Sorry, y'all. TG, get him. Get them. Oh my God. Thank you, God, so much. I was waiting for you, TG. So, get the lights up. But when there was one missed out of many, missed
Yeah.
with my biological father, and he had to sit down and talk with me on how he had a stepdad. And I had known that the man I was calling grandpa was his stepfather. I would have never known. He had his last name, he had everything. And from that point forward, he was dad, and that was it.
Mhm.
Um, Now my bonus mom, I called her Judy. Oh my God. And she came into my life. I probably was 3, 4. I don't even remember my life without her in it. I called her Judy for a long time. Now I call her Sugar Mama. And that didn't happen until I was like a teenager. And it wasn't, I didn't mean anything by it. It wasn't, a lack of respect. A part of it as a kid was I saw how my biological father reacted to me calling my bonus dad, and that
Mhm.
I didn't know what to do with those feelings.
Mm.
And because I stayed with my mom,
Right.
um, my mom had a very dominant presence in the house. So there were just some non-negotiables, and some you as a kid you pick up things like I know that she would spaz out if she heard me call somebody else mom.
Right.
You came from me. I carried you. I went through 32 hours of labor. Da 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 da.
Right.
It didn't matter the circumstances of our relationship or anything like that. It was, I'm your mama. That's it. You could call her Miss Judy. You could call her that. Now, my mom and my bonus mom, they have a very cordial relationship, and now I call her Sugar Mama. But
Mhm.
um, I will say being in the now bonus parent role, but yeah, bonus mom seat, uh, I would completely leave that to that conversation for Scott
Right.
to have with his kids. I do care that it's respectful
Right.
because I probably will hear things like you're not really my mom.
Right.
You're
Mm.
not my mom though. I've heard those comments. So if you feel the need or you have the desire to want to call me that, I absolutely will welcome it. You
Correct.
know, and treat you as such.
Correct.
Because with me marrying your father, you're an extension of him.
Right.
So, and my bonus mom, and we have a caller, I'm gonna take it. But my bonus mom told me I left your dad, but I didn't divorce you. She said I
Mm.
divorced him and I kept the kids.
Right.
We had broken up, and she married and
Mhm.
made her husband meet me and go through an approval with me, just like her biological kids.
Right.
So that's
Right.
that's fake. But let me.
No, and I agree with that. And I feel like also this is something that because they are married, or in this scenario, I'm understanding that, these are married people deciding on what the kids are doing at that point. One, I feel like that needs to be a discussion, you know what I'm saying, in the leadings up to you
Yeah,
getting married to this person. Because if you're now talking marriage, if you're now planning, whatever the situation is, you've had the engagement, I feel like that needs to be discussed prior to really committing into the marriage. If it hasn't been a conversation, okay, but once it starts, once that marriage begins, hit the ground running with like, hey, what does this look like for me? And how do we, come to an amicable decision? It shouldn't be a one-sided like, oh, this is what I feel and this is what's going to happen, regardless if it's a marriage or not. You still have to respect that not only are you marrying that person, you're marrying into the family, right? And vice versa. That's a mutual conversation and a mutual agreement. It shouldn't be, I don't like his tone of like, you have to do this because this is what I feel. No, that's not what we are.
I'm gonna see. Let's see. We got a call. We got a man caller.
Come on, man.
Smash.
What's up?
Hey, Smash.
Hold up.
What's up, bro?
Man, look, I seen this shit. I just want to get on here first to say, I feel like homie got like power issues. Like, like he wants to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like in most, and he looked like he's shot too. So that's another story, another day. But I feel like, in the stepdad situation or step parent in general, like if you're doing what you supposed to do out of love and genuine, a kid gonna cling to you regardless. The title don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes as a man, I dated a lot of chicks with kids, and sometimes I have a relationship with the kids still, and I ain't dating them no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you have that role, that's something that you don't want, because that could be an uncomfortable situation. That kid really might have a dad, might have a good dad. You want him to call you dad, so now you about to create a problem between the mama and the real dad over your insecure ways. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing what you're supposed to do, that kid is definitely gonna cling to you regardless. And another time, you don't know what that kid is going through in that situation. And if you a real man, you probably could be the one that fixed that. You probably could. You might be doing better than the real dad. The real dad could be on drugs, could be a deadbeat. You can be the one that builds the relationship between the real dad and the kid. You know what I'm saying? Show the real dad, hey man, I know you might not got a job. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. I can give you this. You buy the toys, and you say that you bought it. That's the type of shit I'm on. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids, they shouldn't be worrying about that. If you up here say you, I guess you ain't gonna help me with my homework because I don't talk your dad, right? My mama don't get out till late. That's some bitch ass shit. So, like old girl said, he have some points and he try to spike it, but overall he's on some whole shit. So that's a power struggle. Homie got some issues. He might have called his stepdad dad, and his stepdad really ain't fuck with him because he was a bitch ass nigga. That's probably what it was. But that's just my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? So he just got a lot of power issues. That's my time, y'all, and I'm good.
Thank you, Smash.
Thank you, Smash.
Yeah.
Oh man, he looks short. Okay.
He's pretty short.
he seems short. Oh,
Pretty short. That's that short man syndrome. They want to act like they gotta make their presence known. Like, sir, that's not what this is. And I really appreciate the fact that he, Smash mentioned the whole dynamic that you have to understand of like if there is an active parent in their life currently, you can either do a lot of damage or you can bring a lot of benefit coming in as that bonus parent. And it's really in your hands to decide which area you want to, go with, because you already have secured, being in the relationship that is allowing you to have access to now the children. So why would you mess that up because you trying to make a point or you're trying to feel superior and make like it's all about you when it's not. It should be about the relationship and about the kids.
all right. Let's see. We got Mike in Paris.
Mike.
What's up, best?
Hey,
What's up?
Hey, what up, though? Hey, look, so I agree with the previous caller, man. Like, it seems like my man is on some power trip shit. And what it boils down to is a lot of us have to understand that the dominance you don't have to display if you're already walking in that power.
Mm-hmm.
Right? As a father or as a man that's going to assimilate into that family, all you have to do is show your actions, show your intentions, be genuine, and you wouldn't have to come in and try to conquer, right? He's on some conquer shit. And you usually don't have to conquer children. And if you look in the comment section, you know, Karina was talking about how we've never forced our children to call the other person mom or dad. That's going to be something that's going to be given to them as an option to their upbringing, whether or not she sees me as worthy. Other than that, I'm Mr. Mike, and I'm confident in it, and I'm comfortable in that because we both come from, you don't call no adult by their first name.
Right.
Now, Key, you know my upbringing. I got two fathers. I have a biological father, you know, and my father has been there. But my stepfather, I don't even call him that, but I'm just giving it for the context. My stepfather has been an integral part in my upbringing. He never once, you know, tried to stomp on my dad to show he the new dude in the box, right? All you have to know is he told me from day one, he said, I'm not here to replace your father. All I can do is build on what your father has already established. And from there, you should have a great upbringing. See, if he really was there to be genuine with the kids and show to the kids, I'm not here to power you. I'm not here to rule you. I'm not here to dominate you. I'm only here to build off of what is already established from the father previous. So we got to get the ego shit out the way and think that in order to show the new man that I'm the new dude in the picture, I got this. See, you ain't got to do that if you're really confident. And that's what my man lacking. He's lacking confidence. He's lacking the fact that, again, you don't have to dominate if you already showing and walking in that power. You understand? Love y'all. I'll let y'all. Man, I'm playing.
I know that's right. I know that's right, Mike.
Paris, girl. We got Paris too. Let's see.
Paris! Oui.
Paris, what up, sis?
What's up? What's up? So, I can definitely relate to this topic because my bonus mom, she dated my dad when I was like 7. So they ended up getting married. So, but the first thing that she told us coming into meeting us was that I'm not here to replace your mom, but I want to establish a relationship. And if you feel comfortable enough eventually to call me, you know, your mom, then that's fine too. But her biggest thing was establishing a relationship. So once she established a relationship with us, that's when I became more comfortable with her. So even though her and my dad is not together at this time anymore, they divorced, she's always been in my life. So it's definitely on the children and the parent, the bonus parent, to establish a relationship first and go from there. And just give the children the time enough to decide of whether they want to call, because she knows what she means to me and who she is to me at the end of the day. So
that's beautiful.
All right.
So, and I agree so much with what Paris said. I, with the kids, you know, doing a son date with Shy was something that I wanted to do to establish that one-on-one time. I didn't want it to be in the context of, speaking of, you're Scott.
Of course.
Hi, love. How are you?
Yeah. What's going on?
Hey, friend.
I'm gonna be very short. I think an attribute that's not being added or said is the age at which you come into these kids' lives. I never had the pleasure of having a step parent, thank God. But if my mom would have remarried at 13 to 14 years old, I think that guy would have to do a lot more, because you know the dynamic of the house. You know, like I've been, you know, my dad hadn't been around since I'm 5, you know what I'm saying? And it's been me and my mom till I'm 13, 14 years old. And here you come and you expect me to call you dad off the rip? Come on, bro. Like this is not that type of party. You know what I'm saying? So I just think age has a lot to play with that, because I think even if you come into the age at 14, 15, like Mike, if you come into it like Mike did, you know, you're going to build you're going to get the respect of that kid, you know, and I know it's like, you know, he's a kid. Why do I need to get the respect of him? It's, you know, I mean, just as a adult looking to gain, you know, trust and respect from that kid, you try to do it the right way. But if you come in at 4 and 5 and 3 or 2, You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see you, maybe asking that, like, hey, you mind if they call me Dan? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I do think age has a lot to play in this factor as well. So, but like I said, me, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. I don't. You would have had to buy me like a charger or something. You know what I'm saying?
That would not have worked. Okay.
You would have had to. Nah, you would have had to you would have really had to drop some ducats. I ain't even gonna hold you. You would have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I remember when my mom started to date, and she was dating a short dude, but he would buy me like good gifts. But my mom couldn't. Like, he was like, really give me some good bird. I'm like, Mom, you don't want to talk to me? And she would say to me, she's like, baby, he's short. I'm like, but he gets really good gifts. I'm buyable. You know what I'm saying? At that age, I was buyable. But but that's it, guys. Y'all killing it.
Yeah. Thanks, Scotty.
Yeah. So back to my point. I approached it where I wanted to get to know the kid as an individual. I didn't want any of the kids feeling like,
yeah,
even at a young age,
right.
like, oh, it's just dad's girlfriend.
Right.
I wanted them to have our own dynamics.
Correct.
And, now I have a 2, which I came into her life. She was 1. Met her. Yeah, she was 1.5. So Sila's life then. Then I had Eris. Eris is 5 now. And Shy just turned 8. And so very different stages. Okay. The questions are vastly different. The getting to know each other is vastly different. And then the thing that I see is I remember being at certain stages and ages and like just trying to get a grip and feeling comfortable to voice my truth as a kid, because I also grew up in the era to where you stay in a child's place. What feelings do you have? You have no feelings. You have.
I've always heard be seen and not heard.
Okay, you have the feelings that I tell you to have. You don't have what feelings? Do you pay bills? You ain't got no feelings.
We got no McDonald's money.
I ain't got no McDonald's money. Okay, so that was how I grew up, and I'm just too pro therapy. Okay?
Yeah.
And to not ask like, hey, how are you really feeling?
Yeah.
Now, Derek, bro, I agree with you wholeheartedly. If my mom, if my mom gets remarried today, that is exactly the title. If I like you, I'll call you by your first name. If I like you, I will call you by your first name. And here's the thing now, as far as my kids that come from me, they will refer to you as Pawpaw, because I had that. My family is real blended. Yeah, girl, it's just blended. So
yeah,
mixture. For me, I see. Karina said, I think that once the kids see you as more than just dad's girlfriend, the dynamics changes. Yes, Mike's oldest 17. He asked me what else could he call me. I think that's so cute.
That is nice.
So cute. And I actually heard them, like, Shy did a Mother's Day painting, and he was like, I didn't know how to spell bonus mom, so I just write Happy Mom's Day, Mom. And I have it in my office at work. Eris made me a sugar scrub, and I'm going with the flow. You know,
and that's what I feel like. I mean, we all know your character is beautiful, your ambiance is beautiful, so I feel like it's not hard for you to discern what value you are bringing into this relationship for both Scotty and for the kids, and what line not to cross. And I feel like there was this comment, I want to bring it up real quick. Stepdads don't ever get Father's Day gifts, and I want to beg to differ, because this conversation that we're having right now could determine whether you do or do not, because of the way that you are approaching this new relationship. If you are, in fact, bringing in the value, the morals, beliefs, whatever you feel like is going to help build this family, those kids, they're, especially depending on the age, like Scotty was saying, they're so impressionable. You are the example now that you're in that home. So if they're seeing you pour in love to them, I mean, it's going to be hard to argue that they're not going to give that back, especially if they have a situation where they may not have a good relationship with their biological parent. Maybe they do have strife. And even if they don't, again, we've seen so many successful blended families, right? That I feel like, hey, Scotty's kids is going to be like, I'm going to give a Mother's Day gift, to Akila, whatever that looks like. That can be the same thing for fathers as well, because how many times we see young adults, especially, our community, be like, I wish I had that father figure. I wish I had that. And for those who do, for those who have had the blessing of having a bonus parent, a bonus father, they are thriving in those relationships and are providing gifts. I have a friend right now, right? She calls her stepfather dad because of their bond and relationship.
And something you said earlier was having that conversation. So I waited to have a conversation with their biological mother. It took time and it did not come overnight. And I know that the kids are listening, so I cannot go into detail about that. But a lot of prayer went into that.
Yeah.
Just to get a landing
hallelujah
page, and I would love Key to be man, you so sweet.
I know that's right.
He be calling me the Mary Poppins.
I love it. But see, that's beautiful. And the kids they see that. They see that.
I mean, and I try, because here's the thing. I know it's a void that I can never fill. You are literally hundreds of miles away.
Yeah.
From your biological mom. And I know you miss her. I know that, there's these feelings. You had your own thing. I mean, my mom, she would do this thing with our noses, like rubbing our noses together. And Scott probably like, yeah, he will tell you my family is weird.
Mm-hmm.
We're close. I'm a touchy-feely. Listen, me and my brother, we be in the bed watching movies. Ain't no craziness going on, but we will get up in the bed and watch movies together and be like chilling. Like, you coming in here with me? That's our thing. My bonus mom jumping to everybody in the bed. Everybody like, hey,
look,
who's sitting in the middle? Like,
chilling. I love that.
So I come from that. Now he is not touchy-feely. He got a personal bubble. And if you ever meet Scott in person, you can see it go up, because y'all see him behind this camera, but it's a shield that slowly rises where it's like, give me my space.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, come on, you wanna come over here and cuddle with me? Come cuddle.
Yeah.
So there's something. Yeah, he calls us weirdos all the time. So there's
I love cuddling.
Girl, me too. I'd be like,
girl, on. I still lay my head on my mama's chest.
I sure will.
I'm a big adult.
And here's the thing. I was like, listen, I don't care. I need somebody with me the night before I get married. My bonus mom was like, I will be there. I said, you'll get the door for the makeup artist to come do. She said, yes. I said, can you come in the bed and sleep with me so I can try and get some sleep? I don't care. I don't care that I'm 32 and I don't care. And I'll be right there. Okay. Right there. Yes. Knock out. Okay.
It's just something about the warm embrace.
Listen, I need it.
Love
I
it.
gotta have it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, having that for the kids, I don't feel why there needs to be a thing. And I just wanted, I said to her personally, I said, I am not trying to replace you. I am simply a part of their village. Yeah. I love your kids and I'm blessed to know them and to be a part of their development. It takes a tribe. Mm-hmm. I have learned that. I always knew that even before getting into Robin, sis. Listen.
I hear you,
sis. I knew it before I was in this boat that like you can't raise kids. You can, but it's like really hard to like raise kids by yourself. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. It is not for every single parent. They need a trophy every time their child sees them. You need to gravel. Yeah. That you are in one, because sis, it's not for them. I be like, what?
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard. It's so hard. It's beautiful, but it's so difficult. It's so many moments that you're like, what the heck? What is happening right now? And I'm like, it's just on one. And I'm like, to have that nonstop, like Abrion's mom, and y'all, if y'all on the show, y'all know he will get. Listen, he'll give her some hard. But I'm telling you, she may have been a tough mom, and I don't take that. I don't take that away at all. Okay? Did not play. She's still. But
I feel that. Hey,
but for the man that she raised, for the person and the human being that I see, for him to be of sound mind, for him to have character, for him to have morals, values, and not saying that he's perfect because he is not, but for him to have some decent common sense and know how to treat somebody.
Right.
Listen, every time I see Miss Scott, ma'am, I thank you.
Thank you.
This thank you. I know people with two parents that don't have half of what he got. I'm sorry that he didn't demonstrate it to you while he was under his roof, but the lesson took.
Look,
I just want to thank you. Okay, I just want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read these comments.
Yeah.
It says, okay, him and Karina talk about this often. Women have to remain parents and see the other parent as worthy of peace and happiness outside. Amen. Everybody isn't going to be here forever. Okay, Mike,
it's true.
Mac, I'm gonna stay away from you tonight, brother. Use my peace.
She said, yeah, not the peace. The peace cannot be right.
Comments this, and I'll go on a tangent, and I just want to, enjoy the conversation. So I'm gonna just, namaste.
Look.
Now, if you got the time, Robin, I will gladly sit
Girl, look, here go me. What's next?
Go in this chat, and I'm like,
because we heard from the majority, and we all in unison. I love unity. I love when we come together. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Okay. What's next, baby?
Okay, what's next? Okay, what is next on
this train ride of securing the security for the kids, securing the security. Ooh, like that. Ooh. Now, if y'all don't know, do we have content behind it, or do they need an explanation? Yeah.
So, well, listen, let's unpack it.
Yeah.
So this is Brian Mcknight. Okay, this is his page. As you can see, he is the father of Julia Jack Kakoa Mateo and Brian Kanoa Makoa. Okay. Then we also have his children from a previous relationship. So,
and let me just add, y'all.
we have the video.
I know. Yeah. I just wanna put this here. The children that you see in the bio is not his biological children, except I think the last one. I don't know all of the children's names, but some of those children in his biography or his caption is not his biological children, while the children that you see on the other form with all his other kids from Wikipedia, that's his biological kids. Now,
so
please continue.
As you see, Jules. Today we celebrate you, Jules, on your birthday. Your mom and I couldn't be prouder of you, and I couldn't ask for a better daughter than you. Happy birthday to the best daughter ever. Love you a zillion. Okay.
That's not his biological daughter. Thank you.
Jules. What do we have here? Family number 1.
Those are his biological kids.
Blood of my blood, seed of my seed, came from my loins.
Flesh of my flesh. Yes.
Flesh of my flesh. I was getting there. I was gonna get there.
I got you.
I was gonna get there.
Look, it's a word, a proverb.
I had to go through all of it. I had to take you through the journey. Okay. So yeah, we had that, and then family number 2.
Yes.
There's Jules in Kakoa Momoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, shall we get into the video, sis?
Yes, absolutely. You know, we love good video.
Now, I'ma just tell y'all. Sit back. Listen up. Don't look at me.
There is a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them. Instead, I post about the children with whom I do have relationships, with whom I am proud of, and about whom I want to share my pride in their accomplishments. I don't live in the past. I live in the present and the future. I am so proud of the man I am today, the husband I am to my wife Leilani, and the father I am to our children. I'm so proud of our love, our family, our life. So I will, without apology, continue to shout about it as loud as I can. If you can't help or handle seeing happiness and love, then I respectfully ask you, why are you even on my page? Maybe you should ask yourself that too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do I need to run it back, sis?
I don't need to see that young man again, actually. But if y'all think y'all want to see it again,
If we need to run it back, in
let
the
us know. Let us know. But I want to start with you. Akila, how do you uh, I want to start with a question first. How did that make you feel? Just knowing what you know about his children and how he is responding to the backlash that he's received. How do you feel about that?
oh, okay, we have a run it back. I have your question. I'm gonna run it back.
Yeah,
We'll
let's do a run it back.
run it
Y'all,
back.
y'all
There is
all
a very simple reason why I post about some of my children on social media and not others. The children that I do not currently have relationships with, I don't post about them. Instead, I post about the children with whom I do have relationships, with whom I am proud of, and about whom I want to share my pride in their accomplishments. I don't live in the past. I live in the present and the future. I am so proud of the man I am today, the husband I am to my wife Leilani, and the father I am to our children. I'm so proud of our love, our family, our life. So I will, without apology, continue to shout about it as loud as I can. If you can't help or handle seeing happiness and love, then I respectfully ask you, why are you even on my page? Maybe you should ask yourself that too.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
feels two ways.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the not taking offense of personal or taking myself completely out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I respect him for standing in his truth. I think that takes a lot of internal strength to stand in your own truth and your personal feelings and beliefs.
Yeah.
I also don't know, let me say that, I do not know what pain or trauma his previous relationships has caused him
Mm-hmm.
to that point. Okay. I feel like if you asked somebody's exes about the change that he is now, they may feel like it's a brand new individual.
Yeah.
And so um I have to listen from that aspect as well, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing that Scott said to me when we first started dating was sometimes the person that you're with will pull something out of you that people in your past just they
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. And maybe his new wife has pulled out the best version of him, and that's what we are seeing. Now, the other side of me that has been a child of and all of that, I would be devastated to hear publicly that you are disowning me and that I am like not even considered. And to speak from personal experience, listen, my biological father, my grandmother passed last year. and we did not have the closest relationship.
Right.
I knew who she was, but like I didn't know, I didn't actually get to know her until 2020, 2019, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And when she transitioned and like the names in the obituary, right? Like that came up and my name was not in there. Girl.
Wow.
Wow. And I was like, I'm the first grandchild. Y'all better fix it before it's published because I know you lying. I know you lying. It automatically, there was something internally in me that just took up. And I was like, you got the nerve to have this person, that person, that person, and I'm not on there? Excuse me? I gave her the title of grandmother. So I could only imagine that being from my biological father. Even now with my brother and I, there have been times where I'm like, my biological sister, she's disrespected my father the most, but she will get the most out of him.
Right.
And that hurts because I'm like, I haven't done half of what she has. And there comes this like comparison thing. But at the same time, I have to take accountability. I wasn't working on a relationship with my biological father either.
Right.
I was living and residing in pain, but I wanted all of the entitlement of daughter, but I wasn't willing to put forth any effort. I wasn't willing to take a risk on love and giving him a second chance and anything of that nature. So I would say that to judge the situation, I can't.
Right.
That's not right.
Right.
Personally.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are traumatic events in life that drive you to a point of like completely disassociating yourself with the past.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the thing is, his new wife may have a completely like new version of him.
Yeah.
Like born again. And, and my question is it right to strip her of that? Is it right? Like maybe he wasn't ready to be the father, and I say it not making an excuse. Maybe he couldn't.
Right.
Maybe relate. Like maybe he could not be the father.
Right.
And not talking about the lawsuit and all that kind of things that came along with that. But I know, like if I had kids biologically and I was doing and doing and doing and doing, and it became a point of entitlement, and then I have another child that appreciates me for the essence of who I am.
Yeah.
On some love stuff, I would look at that differently. Like I'm going to separate myself. I'm not going to not claim you, but I would guard it with you.
Right.
That's all. So, Robin.
No, I agree. I agree with you, especially on the non-judgment piece, because from what I understand, they've had a lot of issues within Brian Mcknight's ex and as well as his children prior to, his relationship with his new wife. And I completely agree because without that information, it's really hard to come to terms with like, is he really being like a deadbeat? You know what I'm saying? Or just evil, whatever, narrative that you want to put on him, or is there content and context behind his actions? I think what really kind of broke my heart a little bit was he made a comment towards his new, his bonus daughter, essentially. I think the oldest one, Julie. And he basically said, I became a girl dad because of you. That kind of broke my heart because not only you can have your estrangements within your family. A lot of people have them. It's, again, we don't know if it's on his side, their side, whatever the situation is. It may be having nothing to do with kids. Maybe it's about the ex-wife. We don't know.
Right.
And if it is about the ex-wife and you're taking your anger out on the kids, that's crazy. But with that being said, even without all that context, now you are completely disregarded. I feel like it's not even a strong enough word. You're acting as if it never happened. You never had a girl, right? You're never having these kids here. I have a problem with that if I was in the new wife's shoes, because what is to say if we were to ever get to whatever point you had with your previous situation, and then now you just automatically just you did not even disown. It's just like you're completely erasing that part of you. That your children are a part of you, regardless of whether y'all cool or not. That is a part of you.
Let me.
Go ahead, babe.
Mike, what's up?
Oh, Mike. Hey, Mike.
Yo, I'm sorry. I had to do it. Yeah, I want to give y'all your flowers. I want to give you your flowers. This conversation right here needed to be had because this hits home for more people than you probably, a lot of people probably want to admit. This hits home for me. And this is why I encourage, Key, you talk a lot of times about how when we worked together, how all the guidance and the mentoring that I gave you, that comes from my experience. And if you remember one of the things that I told you, this is why you have to be honest enough and love a person past the relationship. Because if you cannot see this person past them being in your presence, only for the benefit of them being your man or your woman, somebody's going to always be the boogeyman then. And this is, to me, I don't know. Robin, I respect to you. I agree with you when you talked about the disowning part. It sounds like he's disowning. He's not trying to acknowledge. I can't acknowledge that. None of us can. What this sounds like to me, this sounds like, and most of the men in here, I'm going to ask the men on here, don't play favoritism with me or anything. Give me a straight up, honest opinion. This sounds, Scotty kind of reiterated to it. This sounds like a man that has probably had to deal with his children being poisoned by them. I'm not blaming the mother. I don't know that sister. This sounds like a man that has had to deal with the BS that has trickled down to his children from the mother. A lot of times us as men can be stand-up fathers. They just did a study a few months ago where they said the black man was in the house, or the black man not being in the house was a myth. It has that same exact sound to it. A lot of men have been told they deadbeat. Deadbeat is code for a lot of women saying he wouldn't do what I wanted him to do, or he wouldn't bow. Now, let me tell you something else. This is something me and Karina has talked about. This is something that I have talked to a lot of our sisters about. If you try to strong arm a man by holding his kids or poisoning his kids, a real man, I know y'all may not want to hear this, a real man will walk the hell away from his kids and pray for his kids to be able to find him in a later time in their life when they are able to not have to be around their mother or deal with that BS. I promise you that. I did that back in the day, Key, if you remember. Yeah, I had to tell my son, and we have an amazing relationship. I had to tell my son right around 11, I had to say, if I have to deal with this mess that you bring into my household that is clearly just code from his mama coming over there, everything she was saying to him, this is your mama's doing. If I have to deal with this crap, I will send you back to your mother and I'll pray for you that we be able to find a communication or a love for each other later on when you are ready to receive it. But if it comes to that type of environment that Brian Mcknight dealing with, and again, I don't know, but that is what it sounds like. If it comes down to that type of crap that he probably dealt with, a man will walk the hell away and hope for the best. I know that sounds bad, but I'm telling you, Scotty said it best. This sounds like protecting your peace at it was a person. That's it, man. I'm out.
All right, Mike. You know what? I would love, babe, if you could call in or come in, I would actually love for you to pop up right
Come
now.
on in the room. Look, and it's hard to, again, really grasp exactly what's going on here because it's so convoluted and because of there is so much we don't know. But I just feel like that's you telling me that you're gonna essentially walk away from the situation to protect your peace is one thing. what Brian Mcknight is doing doesn't seem like he's walking away to protect his peace. What I feel like this man is doing in the yeah, what his, I don't know, his behavior seems more like he could really care less about his kids, because what Mike just said comes from a place of his heart. You know what I'm saying? Mike just said, "Hey, I can't deal with this. I love y'all, but because I can't deal with this, I gotta walk away, and I'm gonna pray for you." That doesn't sound like what Brian McKnight is doing.
True. Okay, so let me give you this, right? I have a situation of a relative, right, who their child was, his daughter was actually poisoned towards him.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're both grown. The daughter is grown kids. He is now the call number, let me drop it for you, bro. He now doesn't have anything to do with her anymore because he was used. He felt used. Like, you only call me when you need something. You don't, there's no how you doing, Dad. There's none of that. And to protect his peace, he wishes her well from afar. I don't listen, Robin. It's a situation I pray I'm never in.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are so many scorned women from relationships that sometimes I think there's a validity that sometimes women do. We can't, people, exes, period, from either side. You can do things from a jaded matter that actually infect your kids.
Right.
And can poison the relationship that they have with the other parent.
Mm-hmm.
I am not standing, if he is an abuser, I definitely didn't read none of that.
Correct.
But I will say this. Now, I have met, and he is not the friendliest person I've met. So I will say that he definitely has an air about him that is not very welcoming at all, or not very pleasant. But some people are just not, friendly type of people.
Right.
They're closed off. So with his own kids, because I saw a difference in, like, he used to have his sons Nico and the first Brian.
Mm-hmm. And I know they I think the third kid, his one that I think he was supposed to be his first biological kid with the new wife, had passed away. So I think they only have birthed one child together. Yeah.
Yes, they lost one, and he like grieved with her in a way. I was like, that is cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, that's some support there.
Right.
From John Legend grieving, because
literally, yeah.
And the thing is, like, I saw that and I was like, wow, well, maybe he has evolved personally, because I'll say this: most men, when dealing with a miscarriage or something like that, there's a detachment happens, and it's no shade or no shot towards men,
right.
But when you lose a child, and I'm speaking from experience, just in case somebody in the chat that want to be funny, there is a void, and there is like a pain of like this emptiness, and this like, what do I do with this? You know what I mean? Like, I was almost there, but I'm not really. So does it count? There's this multitude, and you don't know like how to necessarily proceed. Let me see somebody calling in.
Right.
Oh, I think it's Derek. Hello, welcome to Girls Meet Girls.
Really? Really?
Hey, bro.
Hey.
All right. We cannot cap for black men that abuse black women. That's just number one. I don't care what's been said tonight. Any man that strikes a woman, he can't speak about nothing. So for people to, and I'm not calling anyone out, but to not have the whole story and then to say Brian is the one being affected. Let's talk about the the damage he's done to these women and these children by the abuse that he put on them for years.
Okay.
And he's living openly with this video in their trauma. And that's not something that we should ever condone. Because if it was one of us, then what does that say about the person that, quote unquote, our fathers raised us? That they can go, okay, well, I put you through all this abuse, but now I'm not going to claim you because I don't like the way you spoke back to me in defense of said abuse. That's just my 2 cents. Keep having a great show, y'all.
Thank you.
I think that's fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's completely fair. Because I'll say this, as children, I think that we hold our parents to their transgressions like it's law. You know, like we don't really give grace. I don't see it a lot that we give the parents for the things that they've done. You know, and I'm as an adult, I'm like, dang, like I messed up one time, or I did this one time, and you are holding it over my, like, I can't grow. You don't remember that time you knocked me out? I'm like, I was really having a bad day. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had just got fired from my job that day, and I didn't mean to, but I'm human, and we take our parents out of that humanistic category. Now, I am in no means condoning abusive behavior. I am a survivor of abusive behavior as well. So I would never say, you know, like, oh, let's go ahead and rah and lift up. I will say this. There seems, from what I have, because I haven't seen the abuse video or any of that, but there's an accountability that he does owe. If he's done that, he absolutely does owe some repentance and his children an apology followed with action. And sometimes, you know, we as people will take you for what we feel like isn't. Robin, if I feel like you're a social media junkie and all you do is post on social media, well, then I'm saying, well, you know, Robin, when we was on the show and you said this and you cut me off, I feel like you need to apologize to me on social media. I thought we was tight, but you want to sit there and you want to put Patty on social media as your best friend when I'm the one I'm doing all of this and I'm doing all of that. Show me on social media.
Right.
She got 5,000 followers from you. I'm with you every week. You're not even doing that because of hurt instead of dealing with the real issue. You know what I mean? And once I'm in that place, you could put me on, you could tag me, but would I really be satisfied when I'm approaching you for that? Or would there always be something else that I was chasing? I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And I agree with you holistically because I feel like we've, and Derek did a phenomenal job with expressing, like, it is very important for us to not try to sweep under the rug and act like we're just going to forget that whatever the allegations was, him abusing his ex-wife, all of those things, very valid and true. But I'll be the first to say that everybody's coping mechanism and forgiveness, they look very differently. So while we may sit up here and confidently say, oh, he was an abuser, so why would they want him to be claimed? You don't know what those kids are feeling. You don't know what they've been through. So I'm not going to be the first to say, oh, well, you know what, they don't have any valid argument because he was an abuser. I'm not going to say that because I know I'm still, I'm a kid. And as far as under my parents, and I mean kid because we always often say, oh, they're grown, they're not kids. But at the end of the day, I'm still my parents' kid. I am my parents' kid, adult, young adult, daughter, however way you want to call it. So with that being said, regardless of the fact of how old are they or what they are, how they should feel, I'm looking at Brian in the holistic sense of if they have in fact forgiven you are now in seeking love, because the daughter has came out multiple times saying, I've tried to reach out. I've tried to gain a relationship with my dad. I don't know about the other kids, but I know for a fact the daughter has came out multiple times and said that, right? Brianna. And for you to sit up here and say, oh, I became a girl dad because of somebody else's kid, that's not even your child. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a firm believer. If you have a successful blended family, if you have a relationship with that person, absolutely, yes, that could be your bonus child, right? But exactly. And who's to say they didn't? I don't know, but it don't seem like they did, or maybe it didn't work.
They
You know
need
what I'm saying?
Iyanla. They need
Yeah, they really do.
Iyanla to go
They
to.
truly do. Because and some fault may be on the kids, y'all. Like, we're not turning a blind eye to that.
Thank you. That's all.
Like, the kid, I heard the oldest son broke into the home. You know what I'm saying? Brian Mcknight Jr. Oh, that's another thing. Girl, he named his son Brian Mcknight Jr., but he already had a Brian Mcknight Jr. Like, y'all, I'm looking at Brian McKnight's actions in totality. And in totality, Brian Mcknight is wrong. He's wrong in a lot of ways. He may be valid in some, but in holistically, there is a much better way for him to have addressed things like you said, Akila, on social media. First of all, that don't need to be on there in the first place. I don't care what your kids do. So you're going to stoop down to your kids' level? You're going to stoop down there. Two wrongs don't make a right nor a left. You know what I'm saying? And if you did, in fact, try to have a conversation outside of social media, then let that be the reason. Why did you feel the need to come on here and try to explain yourself? You ain't yourself look like a jackass because I wasn't on your side. I don't know. Maybe I need to have kids to figure it out. But from this point of view, I know I am a daughter and I know how I would have felt regardless of my situation with my dad. And I have a beautiful relationship with my dad, so I don't have that problem. But if it was estranged, if it was toxic, if there was abuse anywhere in there, I know for a fact that I would have had my heart broken into pieces seeing my dad claim a whole nother person that's not his and erase me. That's what that man did. He erased his kids. He didn't walk away. I'm fine with people walking away. Protect your peace. But erasing a part of you, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry. I cannot. I don't know, y'all. It's crazy.
Shall we go to the next topic? We got let me drop some bombs. Thank you, Mr. Blissett. We appreciate you.
Thanks, y'all.
All right. So, you know the game coming on in about 15 minutes.
Of course.
But let's see how many people. We got 43 people. If we could just
we gotta finish it with my girl Miami.
We got Miami. Okay. Oh, girl, look at this. You got to start us off on this.
Look. Young Miami had an interview, y'all. But it comes from this question of, based off of what you used to do in your younger days, how you used to move, rhyme, whatever you did, if you were a city girl or a city boy, right? But then you have children, okay? And now children you don't want them to live that life, right? How do you feel about, being a person that had its own experience, but not wanting that for your kids? That's where this is coming from. Yeah.
Okay, shall I play the video?
Absolutely.
Here we go.
Whore. Like I'm a with a W. Like I'm a whore.
But define that though.
Like I'm a whore.
What if Summer comes to you as pretty as she is and says, "Mom, I want to be a city girl"?
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl?
No. I want her raised totally different. Like, I don't even want her to even see the light of day like that. Like, I really want her to just be like, like level-headed, a schoolgirl, and just on a whole nother ways. Like, I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, I'm a city girl, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter. I'm really a whore. Like, I'm a like.
I gotta run it back.
You gotta run it back.
I'm really a whore. Like, I'm a with a W. Like, I'm a whore.
But define that though.
Like I'm a whore.
What if Summer comes to you as pretty as she is and says, "Mom, I want to be a city girl"?
She ain't gonna be no city girl.
So Summer ain't allowed to be no city girl.
No. I want her raised totally different. Like, you know, I don't even want her to even see the light of day like that. Like, I really want her to just be like, you know, like level-headed, a schoolgirl, and just on a whole nother ways. Like, you know, I kind of was raised different, so I don't want to raise her up how I was raised. So, you know, I'm a city girl, ain't nothing wrong with it, but I don't want that for my daughter.
Okay, so hold on, sis. We got a caller, and
I know it. I know we do.
I know you want to hear this call.
I know we do.
Okay, so hold on. Mr. Porter, good evening.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Porter.
How are y'all doing?
Oh, we good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. I done joined a new church. The Lord done helped me. Everything is going well. I am so glad to be here.
Okay.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I just had to call in. This is a prime example of when people portray that they love their lifestyle, but they don't. All right? If you don't have an issue with your lifestyle, you should not have a problem with your child following. I'll give an example. T.I. routinely cheated on his wife, Tiny, time and time again. And then he is so up in arms about trying to check and see if his daughter is a virgin. It shows that he is scared that she is going to fall in love with people who are trash just like him. She is saying that she is a whore. If there's no problem with it, then she should not be living the lifestyle that she's living. If we go to the barbershops, there are so many different brothers who talk about all the women they done knocked down, but they have always talked about the one that got away, and they are filled with regret. If we look at adult film actresses and actors, all of them talk about how they say never get into this industry, don't do this because it is not fun, and you will lose family, friends, and everything else. It just goes to show that everything that glitters ain't gold. And I will go even a step further. When you look at Megan Thee Stallion and how many times she rapped about how many sexual partners she had and how great it was, when she was up on the stand, what did she say? She said that I was ashamed of what was happening and the sexual exploits being laid bare. It shows that we should live a life that is going to be conducive so that we can promote that to our children. You cannot sit there and tell them to do something when you're doing something opposite. Children don't pay attention to what you say. They pay attention to what you do. I love this show. Y'all keep it going. God bless each and every one of y'all with long health, life, and a whole bunch of money.
Thank you. I love the support. Okay, I love it. Robin,
Look, I agree. I agree with Mr. Porter here. You know, because kids, again, we've talked about it. They're impressionable humans. You are their examples. What I have a problem with is one thing for sure. We've heard a lot of, I feel like us as a generation have heard like our previous generational parents, aunties, uncles be like, oh, I used to do this back in my day, but I'm going to teach you to do better. Right? I have no problem with that. And from that standpoint, I can understand why, you know, Young Miami would be like, no, I don't want my daughter to follow into those footsteps because I don't want that for her. What I have an issue with is since you're still currently doing the things you don't want your daughter to do. She's actively in this world. She's here seeing you. And now because we have social media, it's never going away.
Ever.
It's never going away. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the Twitter wars, you know what I'm saying? Whatever relationship you got going on, the songs that you sing, you know what I'm saying? A rap with JT on the track, you know what I'm saying? And that's fine. That's your art. But what I can't gather is that you don't want that, but you're still doing it. You're still being the active example of it exactly you don't want her to do. And that's what she's gonna, if she starts, you know what I'm saying, twerking in your living room, who's she getting it from? You know what I'm saying? If she starts rapping, if she starts cussing, if she starts doing these things that you're actively still doing, who is she getting it from? I'm a firm believer. Look, if you had your past, you had your past. Cool. But now you're still living in the present. So at what point, when are you going to draw the line for yourself? To be like, hey, because I don't want my kid to grow up, you know, doing the things that, you know, I know is probably bad or that I didn't want to do, but I still did it. Why would you still do it? Why is it still presence in our history? You know what I'm saying? Because your history shapes your future, sis. Because you got to go through the present. That's just how time works. So that's what I have a problem with, you know, Young Miami. it's cool to want better for your kid, and you should. You should want better, but you also have to actively do better. So if she starts to do those things, like Mr. Porter said, you can't be mad. You cannot want it for sure, but are you really helping the situation? Are you truly helping her not do those things? Because you can want it all you want, but if you're an active participant and how she's going to shape herself, come on now. Come on. Be for real. Be for real, Young Miami.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Here's the thing that I don't think is being considered. Young Miami is making this look fun not only for the generation that is, that is watching her, but you're making this look fun for your own daughter. Kids do not always get that, hey, you're just saying this because it's your job. Shy doesn't get that dad is loud or passionate about sports because this is what pays the bills around here. Or we go to football, or I have to watch film because it's, what Shy does? Shy sees Scott in front of the game. And, he's messed up. He's doing it. Oh, come on, he could do better. You know what Shy is walking around doing? Hey, Dad, do you have Andrew Body's number? You have it in your phone? And I was sitting there like, wow.
He said, I'm inspired.
He said, he's like, Shy, what's your favorite football team? Fam, you! And I'm like, what? Okay.
Look, Rattlers.
Not the Rattlers, not striking and striking again.
Look.
But that's how much he's not connecting the dots that, hey, son, I have to get a bandwagon team because this is what turns the lights on. He's not getting that at 8. All he sees is, Dad, you are on YouTube. You're trending. A lot of people call in. How many comments do you have? You're so popular.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like that. So for Young Miami to say, like, that's not how my daughter is going to be raised. Here's the thing. What's the difference between her and the pastor's daughter or son that has seen their dad or mom do something they ain't got no business doing every night after preaching a sermon? And
as a matter of fact, I feel like that's worse. I'm not gonna lie to you, because you didn't put God.
and now you're healing the sick, but you're praying for people, but
the anointing.
But the anointing is so heavy. I see you talking to mom like she's not nothing. I see you and you're not present. You'll make it to Bible study and you'll go and visit Sister Williams at 11 o'clock at night, but you couldn't make it to my band recital.
Oh.
Not you screaming, Andrew Buddy! I can't do it like Ayers, but she's and so with that, and here's the thing, I get it because we're like, oh, not the pastor. That's there. You're pulling God into it. Well, I will say this, people, and I know y'all gonna be like, no. I look at it like this. We have to stop associating the pastor with being a savior. For my own self, okay? We have to stop associating a pastor with being a savior.
Stop. He's a vessel.
Not the same. He is
He's just the vessel. He's the messenger.
Making a judgment or a decision on a case does not mean that he is guilty or not guilty or innocent from any crimes. He may litter.
He is not judge, jury, or conviction. Okay.
Good night, Nico. But I'm saying, shout out to Nico. Listen, I'm saying we have to cut that out. It's unrealistic. Live the life. Live the life that you wouldn't be mad about your kids living. That is fine. With your children to be better than you. You should.
Yeah.
You should want them to surpass you. But don't set your level or your standard on the ground and be mad that they're not reaching for the sky.
Right.
What kind of example did you set?
Right.
I didn't see you push. You know what? Let me say this, right? Abrion's mom, she was a single parent. Okay. She was a single parent. She worked tirelessly. I hear stories of how she worked, holding jobs down, working overtime to make sure that, you know what, Abrion is bougie, okay, and affluent. His mom worked her butt off for that man. Okay, worked her butt off by herself for him. So now what is he doing? My kids, they're going to school.
Right.
Because what my mom did it by herself. How could I not provide for my kids? They're going to visit some colleges.
Right.
They're going to see me. I'm taking them on trips. I'm going to explain to them. And he has help. She did it by herself.
Right.
She did it by herself. But she set the bar so high that now he has to raise it.
Right.
And shout out to Mama Script, to Miss Scott.
Yeah.
Okay? We have to cut that mess out. It's toxic. Why don't I mind working, or why don't I mind carrying my load? Because guess what? I saw my mom do it.
Right.
I had with my nana. It was a 2-income household.
Right.
They worked together to show up. Why is it important for me to be at the kids' awards? Because I know how it feels.
Right.
I know how it feels. And we as people, like this whole, you make your own decision. No, you don't.
Right.
People shape our ideas and our ideals and our morals and our values all the time. And we have to start taking accountability for the actions that we set. Robin, you don't know how many girls you're a mentor for.
Right.
You don't know how many girls on that team that you may be like, she don't even talk to me. She's trying to herself. She never. And you know what?
Actions are loud. Actions are loud, and they be following.
19-year-old girl, and say, you know what, Coach Robin?
Yeah.
Man, I remember you were talking about going for your law degree.
Mm-hmm.
And you know I didn't really talk to you a lot, but when you got your degree, and I saw how you were balancing like that's why I'm in law today, because of you.
Right.
Not knowing that they're watching you.
And that'll make me cry all night.
Not knowing that they're watching you. You know what I'm saying? But we have to take accountability that we are now the example. You know what I mean? Yes, you may have had the Martin Luther King Jr.'s or the Malcolm X. You may have had whoever, Salt and Pepper, whoever your people was.
Right.
But we're now in those shoes.
Right.
Your college graduates, your doctors, your lawyers, your accountants, your entrepreneurs, your athletes, whoever it is. If you're a homemaker, shout out to you. Whether you're a pastor, whoever you are setting the bar for somebody.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if you were evaluated for the life that you're living, not by your kids, by anybody, how would you rate yourself?
How would you?
Evaluated by who you are today, how would you rate yourself?
Correct.
And if you have to say, don't do what I did, I hate that statement. I absolutely hate that statement. Don't do as I say, not as I do.
I do. Oh,
do as I say, not as I do.
Why can I see it?
Okay.
Why am I actively seeing what you're doing, but you're saying don't do it? You're telling me that's so confusing as a kid, though. That is the most confusing thing, because I'm always watching y'all. As a kid, I'm always watching my examples, my teachers, my mom, my dad, my whoever. And then you turn around and be like, hey, real quick, don't do this. What if I'm a visual learner?
Okay.
Because I am. Look, I have to look at it. I have to see what's going on. And I can confidently say I didn't have that problem. But and I want to mention this too, because I feel like Young Miami is in this category of people that's like, oh, well, I don't want her to do this because I didn't do these things maybe as a kid. Like I'm actively talking about this and I'm an adult, so I don't want her to do these things as a kid. And then when she becomes an adult, like, okay, sure, fly like the butterfly you are. But the problem with that is although, yes, you are right. What you're saying for her to do as a kid, sure, you want her to make good grades. You want her to, seek out a great career. But at the same time, kids, again, are sponges. They're going to latch on. They're going to latch on exactly how you're saying things, what you're saying, and what you are doing. And if it is contradicting, that's when you get kids that be like, oh no, I'm just out here doing stuff. Like
out here doing.
I'm just out here.
You learn from home, Robin. You know why? Listen, how your house is clean. You know why your house is organized the way that it is. why certain seasons go in a specific cabinet, why your cleaning products go in a specific cabinet, why you are marinating the meat in a refrigerator on a Sunday, because it's what was exemplified to you. And here's what I have to say is for me to be having a part of being these girls' village, size village, and him never see me get up and compliment his father. All he saw was me. And I don't do this. I don't talk down to Abrion.
Right.
I do not do it. But if he saw me, be like, you know what? Why'd you do that? That was dumb. You're so, you know what? You get on my nerves. If he saw me put him down constantly, or the girls heard me talk to, not only are they building resentment towards me because how you talk to my dad like that, but now
they don't think it's okay.
That are talking to me in any kind of way. Now we have a son that may take an abusive girlfriend, okay, or wife that talk to him like, because that's love.
That's
and
what they saw.
And know what kids categorize it as? Yes. Oh, well, they told me the truth. You're my mom. You're going to say this. You're my bonus mom. You're going to say that.
Right.
I'm going to talk to you like you got some sense. I'm going to lift you up. I'm going to be there. Why is it okay? I want them to see Abrion show emotion. Why is it important for the kids to be at the wedding and to be a part of the festivities? Because you need to know what true love looks like. I don't know what your future holds. And I don't know if you're going to one day be in my shoes. I never knew that I would one day be a bonus mom. Matter of fact, I had avoided it my whole life.
Correct.
I would not date you if you had kids because I didn't want no parts of it. I didn't want none of it.
Correct.
But you know what? I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I had the examples that I had, because now I call my bonus mom and I can say to you, thank you so much for the example that you set for me. I can say to you, I appreciate you showing me love despite what you had to go through. I can say that.
Come
because
on.
the example of greatness that I have grandparents that have stood in the gap for my parents, and I can stand in proxy and say, God, I thank you. I thank you for the adults that you allowed to be in my life.
Hallelujah.
Show me how to love despite being treated dirty. To show me how to stand in the gap and to cover kids. To show me how to be, emotionally supportive.
Yeah.
I know how to stand in the gap, whether you give me the credit or not, whether you acknowledge me or not.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Those were the examples that I have set that I have to show respect and honor to. I'm so glad that my mom or my nana showed me how to carry and conduct myself as a young lady.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that, yes, my mom is from the south side of Chicago, but guess what? I didn't see a Shocky out here getting ratchet.
Right.
She had me young, but you know what?
She had it together.
She had me as a senior in high school. She was pregnant with me, but you know what my mom said? You don't want to be me. You know what? And she messed up and she took accountability. But what my mom did was, baby, you want to go off to college?
Correct.
You want to go and be in a sorority? Girl, the AKAs, because that was her group. Okay. That was her sorority, girl. The pretty girls in pink and green. And you want to do this. And listen, don't spell me. And that was what my mom showed. Thank you. That's what my mom showed for me. And I appreciate that. My mom told me, listen, if you have kids young, you ain't going to be able to shoe shop. You love, I've always loved shoes. She was speaking the whole language.
Right.
For me, it was a blockage. And I appreciate that. I learned how to talk to kids. I learned how to explain stuff, how to have a friendship. I learned all of that, not being petty, carry myself in a professional manner. If I need to take care of all the bills,
you learned that as a kid.
And I learned it as a kid, Robin.
You learned it as a kid.
Your mom and your parents, and I don't know much about it, but I'll say this: I know that your mom taught you how to be a strong woman.
Oh, big Deb.
Taught you how to be a sister friend. I know that your mom taught you how to be a wife. I know how your mom taught you to be opinionated. I respect and honor you so much.
Thank you.
Play yourself for the character that you are and the integrity that you hold. And you don't have to go and say what your beliefs are, but it just proves a point. Your kids would never have to say, Miss Akila, I don't know why my mom. No. Because I know you know what? Your kids, I'd be like, I know your mom. I know your mama.
I know. Girl, listen.
Your mama taught you better than that.
Listen, when I was younger, and if anything I did that, it was a mistake, I had whatever the temptations was in the world, my first thing my mom would say is, you didn't learn that from here, because I don't do that.
I don't do
So
that.
you couldn't have learned it from me. That would be the first thing. And I sit there and be like, you know what, you're right. You sure didn't do that. And I would have to think to myself that it's so important to understand who your examples are, because they will lead you and they will guide you. But as a leader,
Yeah.
you also have to know your role.
Yeah.
You have to know that regardless of what you say, it's all in what you do and what you show and how you connect. And just like how you beautifully expressed, all of those things that you learned in your childhood has shaped exactly who you are as an adult in the relationship that you want to give to your children, your bonus children, your future children, whatever it is, right? Even the people that are around you. And that's so important. I feel like people, they don't look so deeply into that, and it's a shame because they stop it so far off of the surface. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm like. Come on, Young Miami, like you that's only a partial of the battle of just not wanting your kid to follow into your footsteps. You have to actively act.
Yeah.
You have to do
We
something.
got one of your people from New Orleans. Let's see. Let's see. Smash.
Wow, man, with it. Look,
What's up?
I think. See, I'm on the fence about this a little bit because I see exactly what Miami is saying. Like, it sounds dumb, but I definitely get it. It's almost like my grandma always told us to look at the bigger picture and not what was displayed.
Mm-hmm.
So, how I want to say it? Okay, you see how she said she don't want her daughter to follow the example that she did, right? It's almost like she's blatantly, the bigger picture is she's telling you that, I'm only doing this to feed my kids in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Or this is basically what I was raised on. I know it's not right, but it's not good enough for my kids. So I think that's the fine line that we need to teach our kids, or like, look at what she's actually saying. So why is it not good enough for her kids, but it's good enough for you? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like how your boy said Jesus told his kids told us trap or die, but he sent his kids to college. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's entertainment. I think when you start looking at stuff like that, the fans actually like, damn, this is just a facade. It's like, you can't really fall into it. And then a lot of times, even though she might not want that for her daughter's daughter, probably rich, she might end up still being a city girl because that's what her mama wants to be. That's all she knows, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what's cool and that's what's hype. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, sometimes we don't give our kids credit, because I know a lot of times, I know kids who don't turn out nothing like their parents, like on both sides. Parent probably was pastors and doctors and lawyers. They want to be fucking hood rats and shit, you know what I'm saying? Or their mamas and daddies probably was like in the streets and stuff like that, and they may be the perfect school people, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we got to give our kids enough credit to kind of make their own path, because she could try to hide it as much as she wants to, but her daughter gonna do what she wants to do no matter what. That's why it's always good to set a good example. Or you never know what she may be telling her daughter. Like, she may be telling her, like, I only do this is for this, you know what I'm saying? And cause she gonna have that talk, why is it good enough for you to do, mom, and not good enough for me to do? You know what I'm saying? So I just think that you gotta look at both sides of the spectrum sometimes, because you could say you don't want your kid to do what you're gonna do, but they might end up doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just teaching your kids the finer line of things and a bigger message. But they're gonna make their own decisions anyway. We just gotta try to do the best that we can to lay an example. Because I know a lot of times my grandma always talk about turning the other cheek. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's you know what I'm saying? I still ain't really get that too much, but I definitely got the gist of it. So yeah, that's my time.
Yeah, thanks, man. But Robin, like, I would ask you this, right? I see Derek asks, does Michelle Obama have to say to her daughters, don't be like me? Is Kim Kardashian gonna say to Northwest, I hope you don't make the mistakes that I did? Like, what does money alleviate the embarrassment? Was that what?
Honestly, no, because I feel like the more money you have, the more access to the outside you do have, whether that is other people having an opinion about what you got going on in your own family. You know what I'm saying? Because no one really cares about the people who don't have money. All we care about is the people who do. That's what we care about. So no, it doesn't alleviate any embarrassment. I feel like if anything, it sometimes causes it, because you are trying to deal with certain situations because you have money, and you're trying to do it in certain ways differently than what you really know to be true and be holistic. So in that respect, yeah, And I really agree with Smash when he said, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of kids that don't end up like their parents, or do exactly what their parents are telling them. Like,
Right.
I can foresee the possibility that Young Miami is teaching her daughter exactly what she should have learned or what she should have done, and her daughter may exactly do that right. And that's you know what that is? That's the beautiful parent who was able to separate their own experience, you know what I'm saying, and say, hey, I don't want you to do that, you know what I'm saying, and the kid does exactly the right thing, or the more favorable thing. So I agree with him on that respect. I just feel like it does go down in how you approach the conversation and how you approach this thing. I'm not saying lie to your kids, because I'll be the first to tell you I'm not going to lie to my kids about any of the mistakes that I made. I want them to know I'm going to go. I went through what you could possibly go through right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to be transparent, and I appreciate and respect Young Miami for being transparent and saying, I know who I am and I know from what I come from, because I know how I don't want my daughter to fall in line with. I just don't want it to be a situation where she is putting so much energy into steering her daughter away from the path that either her daughter becomes way too sheltered and then becomes like the preacher daughters, where they just become the stereotypical preacher's daughters. Not everybody is like this, but we know the stereotypical, PGs are out here thoughting and plotting because they were just so confined and was under the rules of, their parents and being like, don't do this and don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what they did. So I feel like that is need to be clear. You know what I'm saying? I'm teaching you to do these things because this is what I used to do and I know it's wrong. And this is why I want you to do these things. And it is ultimately up to them to discern right and wrong and what's best and what's not. Because at the end of the day, there's also some parents that have, had a great background, had beautiful experiences, and then their kids turn out like who did it and what happened. You know what I'm saying? So what do we say about those parents who actually had, a good upbringing and be able to share, but the kids don't want to do that? So I just feel like as long as she is transparent and, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily like pushing away from all of those things that she used to do, but just acknowledging why you want your kid to do what you have for them to do. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I think that it can backfire because
Yeah.
what the excuse of your kid saying, well, mom, if you were young and you were having fun, why can't I?
Yeah.
And also what happens when someone exposes something about you to your kids that you never banked on them finding out?
Oh, that's the worst. That's wild. Because what else do I not know? Because that'll be my first thing. What else?
What else did I not know?
Because we might as well just have a red table talk at this point.
Hey, come on, Jada. Come on, Jada. That's all I'm saying. Look, I did not mean to get all,
no, you had to get it out, friend.
No, listen.
Look, the community needed to hear it because some of y'all need to call up y'all's people and be like, I love you.
I love you. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry. That part, Robin. Okay, tell them, sis.
Look, y'all know who y'all are. Y'all better call y'all people.
No names. So we'll be back next Sunday.
Absolutely.
It's a holiday.
It's the day before a holiday. Oh, yeah, let
me tell y'all this right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Girls need girls. We are taking holidays off. Okay.
Yeah.
Blackity black. I want all the holidays. If it falls on a Sunday, you won't see me. Okay.
Listen.
You will not see me.
Call us the post office. We will not be here.
We ain't gonna be here. But I guess we'll be here on next Sunday.
We will be. Because Monday is the holiday.
I gotta see what my cookout plans is, because you
about to cook it up.
Oh no, I'm not cooking out nothing.
Oh,
now don't get it twisted. Sis can't get behind the grill.
No, I feel it. I feel like you can.
I'm just not doing it. I prefer to go and grab a plate.
Yeah.
And contribute. Okay, I will bring a dish.
Said feet are going to be kicked up, sunglasses on.
Listen, that's it. I have a day off of work. I get to
Yeah.
turn off the alarm clock.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Actually, sis, if I'm not mistaken, let me see something because my bridal shower is actually June. Okay, it's June 4th.
Okay.
So yeah, so because I don't know, maybe it'll be a story time show
Yeah.
on June 4th. Okay,
Ooh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
it's a story time show. Yeah, okay,
I love that.
see how that goes. Yes, my maid of honor is here in the chat, Kendra Boo, and so we gonna see as we are moving closer. I hope if you guys let me know if y'all have received y'all RSVPs. The website is up. It is working. I'm gonna just tell you right now. If you do not respond by June the 1st, it's a no.
It's a no. We sticking to it.
It's June the 1st, unless Scott has texted you on the side and I don't know about that. Um, then but we can have oh wait, not an invite, girl. Robin, are you reading the comment? Are you reading? Are you reading the comment?
Hey now.
Listen, because we'll pull up.
Hey, I gotta get my gas money together. Let me
We'll pull up. Okay, but yes, what do you have coming up for this week?
Girl, well, I'm in summer school, of course, because I'm trying to expedite this experience as much as possible. So I have class tomorrow, but I had a really great week with my mom. My mom was here, so that was really nice. But yeah, I'm just, getting back into the swing of things, working. I'm finally able to do a little job, a little hustle bustle, you know what I'm saying?
Not Robin, we don't give gas money.
Okay, see, you didn't even have to put that out there. You could have texted me that on the side.
Right.
You know I said that out loud. You know I'm out of the state. See, we gonna have a talk.
Yeah, you gonna have to text her in the group, like Karina.
Girl, I don't need much.
Oh, look, not the Bugs household is praying for him concerning Mr. Bugs. I'm about to go and check on him.
It is 3-0, y'all. Ain't no team that came back from 3-0 before.
There was a whole show on Tuesday night, I think. And let me just tell you, it got real loud in this household around 10.
Bless.
Like it was loud.
Bless.
Yes, your Mr. Bugs, yours is definitely in the mail. For sure.
Yes.
RSVP for the wedding, though. That is what I'm referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, don't play with me, bro. You really want to see. You really want to see.
Look, Derek said, I'm gonna try today. They look like they're having a good time.
You want to try?
Let me try this.
Okay. Listen. Well, Robin, I don't know what this week is going to bring. I thought Tyrese was going to be at the front of the congregation for the rest of 2023.
No, you just never know with us.
Ryan Mcknight just came to the altar, and I wasn't ready.
Look, and I feel like it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more. So y'all better strap in, get ready, because I know I'm probably not going to be, but I will be prepared to talk about.
You know what though? That show, like marriage something or like couples therapy with what's his name? Ronnie DeVoe. From New Edition.
Mm-hmm.
He's on there. Young Josh Kendra.
I haven't seen it. I'm gonna have to watch it.
I ain't seen it, but the clips. I'm like, I feel like that may be something for us to discuss.
We definitely probably need to talk about therapy in general.
Circle back on that. So I know that y'all men's and probably some of y'all ladies is watching these playoffs.
Who playing tonight? The Celtics? Somebody.
I think it's the Lakers.
Oh, they play tonight. It's the Celtics and the Heat, girl.
Okay.
They on right now. It's only the first quarter. Y'all be all right. Go ahead.
I'm gonna pray. Oh, look, Nico on it. That's why he my boy. Cause he already be knowing.
Look, I ain't even seen it. We gonna have to watch it together, babe.
So
I haven't seen it.
We need a song.
Yeah. Get our song.
We need our song.
Look, I'll see him tomorrow.
Okay.
I got it.
Oh, you got. Oh, okay. She
Yeah.
said, I
Don't
got
worry
you.
about it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Okay. Let me know if you get it by Wednesday, but they are in the mail.
Wait.
Oh, not girls need us. Oh, sniggity.
Look, I'm
Oh,
gonna come on here with disco pants next time. Y'all go see my pants.
girl,
Look,
numbers, not the dinosaur.
okay, because
Okay.
I will, and
Okay.
I will. Thank you so much.
Well, I hope y'all have an amazing week. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. If you need to say I'm sorry to somebody, i.e., parents
Mm-hmm.
or kids,
Or thank you.
or thank you,
Call
please
them now.
text them. Just
Yeah.
send them an edible arrangement.
Yeah.
Okay,
Email.
Snapchat, something. Okay, Robin, I hope you have an amazing,
I hope you do too.
stressful week, boo.
I missed you. I'm glad we came back, girl, but I'm ready for next week already.
Girl. Oh, y'all make our Sundays.
Really do. Be looking forward.
We be looking for.
Look,
Okay.
y'all know I'm in my room now. I got my little set up. Stop.
Robin and got her all the way together. I'm still in Scotty's studio, but it's okay. So yeah, we appreciate y'all more than you know. Please share the stream with somebody if you think they need it. Hey, listen to this. Okay, we appreciate y'all. Get the likes up just in case you have not liked the stream. And until the next time that we meet you right here on YouTube, may God bless you, keep you, cover you. We are sending you love and peace your way. And y'all have an amazing week. Peace.
Bye.